Hi everyone, I hope you're having a wonderful weekend. This plan with me is going to be a little bit different because instead of just doing like a plan with me of a full spread, I'm just going to show you how I kind of fill out my spread every single morning. I'm going to be kind of showing you how I fill out each of my planners every single morning, and I thought this would also be a good time to talk about the upcoming Hobonichi release, which if you are in the Western time, it should be August 31st, but if you're in Japan or Asia, it'll be September 1st. Anyways, let's just get started with the plan with me first, and I will dive into the topic in a bit. So typically I start off with my Hobonichi cousin and I fill out the weekly section of my spread, and this is what this week currently looks like. I tried to do this like blocking thing, which I don't know how I feel about that. I tend to really like doing random things in my spreads just to test how they work, and typically I don't like what I do, but I still really like experimenting with different stuff. So yeah, that's what's going on for this week. Also, this is the teal pouch that I still haven't really figured out when I'm going to be releasing it. I feel like I'm kind of working on too many things at once, and I don't want my customers to feel overwhelmed either with all of the releases. So yeah, I just have like several thousand of these sitting in our warehouse, which I know is not ideal, but I just have to figure out when to release it. Anyways, I'm starting off by marking in TCMC work. Okay, so about the Hobonichi release, I haven't really actually followed the preview parties just because the preview parties were happening like during the most busy time of my shop. I was preparing for the birthday sale and all of that, so I didn't really have the time to follow all of the sneak peeks and stuff. So over the past like 2 days, I've really like thought about what I want to do. And I love how like deciding for a planner for next year is so serious, but it really is. So for this year, I only have the Hobonichi cousin, and it's been working really, really well. And for next year, I plan on getting the Hobonichi cousin again, as well as the Hobonichi weeks. I was thinking of getting the mega, but I think I'm just gonna go for the regular weeks, just because I don't remember using the memo section very often, like 2 years ago when I had the weeks. So yeah, I think I'll just do the regular. Also, yesterday I wrote down that I wanted to play Minecraft with my friend, but we actually rescheduled that. This is also very serious stuff. Wait, rescheduled. Oh my gosh. Anyways, I think we're gonna play Minecraft after I work today, so just gonna letter that in. I've gotten a lot of questions from people asking whether I would be getting the English or Japanese version of the Hobonichi planners, because I think this is the first year where they're introducing the they're introducing the English versions of the Hobonichi planner, which I know was super exciting to a lot of people. For me, in the Hobonichi cousin, I think I will stick with the Japanese version just because I've mentioned this a few times, but I was actually born and raised in Japan. I'm not Japanese though. So yeah, there's still some like nostalgia to it. Like my Japanese is really, really bad. And like, for example, this stuff, I can read out some of the sounds, but I don't really know what it means. But I don't know, like just for me, it doesn't really bother me. Maybe because of the fact that I was born there. So it just feels, you know, natural. So I still plan on getting the Japanese version of the Hobonichi cousin, but I think for the Hobonichi weeks, I'm gonna get the English version just because it's something new this year and I want to give it a try. So yeah, actually I was thinking, like, I'm not sure if this is true, but I was thinking like if this like quote thing matches the Hobonichi weeks, like if it's the same thing, then maybe I can, you know, better my Japanese since I'll have both translations. But I don't know if that's actually the case, so if anybody knows, definitely let me know. I want to continue monthly kits. And then for the covers, I was thinking of, well, the Hobonichi cousin just has a single cover, so there's really no choice there. And for the Hobonichi weeks, I was thinking of getting either just the lilac one, the cloth cover, which I think is my preference, or I want to try one of the art ones. So I really want the Moncler cover, and my French pronunciation is really bad, but that means my uncle in French. But yeah, I really like the doodles on that one. I really like it. The issue with like getting one with the artwork is that I can't really decorate the cover with my own artwork, so I don't know if that's gonna be a problem. We'll see. So for tonight, I want to organize my website. Also, I don't know if you can tell, I got really good sleep yesterday. Actually, is that true? Yes, I slept at 11:30 yesterday and I woke up at 7, so that's more than usual, and I'm just like full of energy. And I want to work on some blog posts, plural. The first one that I want to do is the TCMC starter guide, because I know like we have a lot of different types of sales and stuff, and a lot of people getting into our shop might be a little bit overwhelmed with all of the different stuff. And then I also want to do the Advent promo graphic, which I don't think I'll be able to finish today. And then I want to end off the night with some reading. I think I want to use one of these labels, perhaps. Oops. This sheet's already used, but it doesn't have the gray, so I'm going to start this new sheet. So the New Yorker had this like promo, and I fell for the marketing, and I subscribed to their magazine. Now I try to read like an article every night or something like that. So yeah, there is that, and that's about it for today. I also do want to mark in that tomorrow I'm announcing a collaboration, which is so exciting. What would make sense is to use the collaboration item to mark the collaboration, but this video is going up at 8 a.m. Pacific time, and I likely won't be doing the announcement until noon, so yeah, I can't really do that. I'll use this happy emoji. And let's put it around 11 a.m. to 1 a.m. Oh, sorry, 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. And I will be announcing washi collaboration. We're doing a 4-piece collaboration. So there's that. I think that is all I have for the weekly section. I'm gonna drink a little bit of my coffee and then we'll move on to the daily section. I am caffeined up, so I'm gonna move on to the daily section. I do have a piece of paper here because I did some washi swatches on the September cover page, and I realized that it kind of peeks through, and it is a collaboration washi, so I have to be very careful. So hopefully I don't accidentally like expose anything. Always start off by letter E. What the heck is that? That has literally never happened before. And I don't really know how to proceed anymore. Maybe I have a label. I find that I make a lot more errors and stuff when I'm filming. Maybe I'll do a weekend banner. And that's not even. Okay, let's try this again. Still not even, but that's okay. We'll just leave it like that. I guess since we're already kind of out of order, I will just do things however I want to. I'm gonna first mark in Sophia's shift because she's working today. There is that, and then I will write down today, hopefully properly this time. All right, and then I will make a heading for work. So for the past few days, I haven't really done any color just because I've been honestly like kind of in a slump lately. So I think for today, since we're already starting off with a colorful weekend banner, let's add some color. I'm gonna let that dry before I write on it, but I will start off with my to-do list. So you will definitely notice that there's some overlap between the weekly section and also the daily section. It's just with the daily section, I get to be a little bit more descriptive and write things in detail because I have more space. I do find it to be beneficial to write down my to-do list at least twice because I just tend to remember it better. All right, and then I'm gonna use this really light blue. This is Tombow. Oh, I forgot to show you. So the pink was Tombow 761, and this is 491. I'm gonna leave a little bit of room just in case I find other things to do later in the day. And this is a very light color, so I like to do several swatches of it. And so this is gonna be for my personal section. One thing that is happening is my sister is coming over for dinner. Okay, and then I will write in personal. Oh, something else that I want to do is go over my fake driving test mistakes. So I did my first mock test and I made 17 errors, which is kind of ridiculous. One more thing that I have to do is draw in like the solid lines that I typically do. And for that, I typically just use a mechanical pencil and my ruler. Perfect. And then I'm filming this video like really early in the morning, so I don't really have much to write about currently. Lately, I've been writing at around 11 a.m. after a sufficient amount of things have happened, so I have a lot more to say. So that is about it for my Hobonichi cousin. Sometimes this is just where I stop and I do other things, but for today, I have quite a bit of work things to do, and I do want to use my emoji planner to kind of write more things in detail, and you'll see what I mean. This is kind of what my spread looks like in my emoji planner. I'm very carefree, and you can see things are a little bit messy, but it's been really helpful. And also with this planner, I don't use it every single day. It's only when I feel like I need some extra space. So today is August 27th. And it is a Saturday. So I'm first gonna use one of these dot stickers to mark in Sophia's shift right here. So things like reply to emails, I will not put in here because that's something that I just automatically do now and there's no use in writing it multiple times. The things that I will add are, for example, sketch the Hobonichi Weeks monthly kit format and also the Hobonichi Cousin and regular monthly kits. So for example, Hobonichi Cousin monthly kit. So instead of just doing this, I specifically write down, I want to finish January and February. And then for the regular monthly kit, I just want to do January today. So in this planner, I'm a lot more specific, even more specific than the daily section of my Hobonichi Cousin of what I want to get done. Something else that I want to add is my website reorganization. So in here, I will specifically write down, I want to sort through my collections. And I also want to look into filtering. So those are two specific things that I want to get done under that title. So once again, there is some overlap, but each of them have pretty different purposes. So I still find it really useful, especially on busier days, to have a separate planner. Anyways, that's about it for this video. It was a lot more casual, but I hope you enjoyed it. And I will see you guys next week for another video. Bye!